Hi, I'm Randy Wooden, and welcome to another in our Edge Library series, talking to the in-transition folks and dealing with that weakness question. Now, let's face it, whether you're in transition or you're employed and looking for something else, so this could really apply to the mid-career folks, it could apply to the baby boomers, it could apply to anybody. But specifically, the in-transition aspect of this, let me address that, as opposed to someone who's currently employed and looking for another job. If the question is weakness, and that's what they've thrown at you, here's a couple overarching points. One is, don't go down the path of saying a weakness is that I'm a perfectionist. Don't go there. Just prefer you not do that. Don't divulge something that they can't see, ideally. So think about what's on your resume and also your physical appearance. I prefer the resume. Physical appearance, you get into issues that you don't want to get into, so don't go there, but prefer the resume. And if you specifically are out of a job, what you could do is to say, some people might say that and then state what I would call obvious weakness, and then knock it down with something that you can do very well. So, for example, someone asks you the question, what's a weakness? You could say, well, some people might say the fact that I'm not currently employed might be a weakness. And while I can't change that, and I've explained, or if I hadn't already explained it, why I lost my job, I'd go about it. But I've already explained why I'd lost my position. And while that doesn't certainly constitute a strength, I don't know that I would call it a weakness. What I've tried to do is to be somewhat selective in terms of what I'm looking for, and I feel as though this matches well with my skills, my experience, and my goals, and I'm excited about the opportunity to talk to you about it. Now you change the subject and ask them a question about the position. Again, tough one. They may not let you get away with that. What I would then do is I would look to something else that's obvious. Perhaps you lack the specific education they're looking for. Maybe they want a master's degree and you've got a 4-year degree. And again, you would say, well, some people might say that my lack of a master's degree could be a weakness. I can't change that. As I sit here today, I do have plans to go back to get more education. But what I can point to is, and then you talk about your positive experience, how the overall amount of experience you have, your industry or your job function, skills, that sort of thing. So throw something out there that's obvious, then knock it down with something that you can bring to the table, which is a positive. One other way to handle this question is to identify something that you've known throughout your career has been something that you've wanted to pay attention to, and tell them that you not only recognize it as an area that needs to be addressed, but also what steps you've taken and with what results. Great example is time management. When you're much younger, sometimes that was a challenge, particularly back in college. You've identified that as an area that needs to be addressed. You've become more structured through talking to mentors. Perhaps there are online guides or books that you've read to help you do a better job of structuring your time and prioritizing so that you'll be a more productive worker and have a better home life as well by keeping, again, that structure in mind. Doesn't mean that you're inflexible. It just means that you know what your priorities are and you're able to work those tasks and get those done and not lose sight of the big picture. So hopefully that's a little bit of help. This is another in our Edge Library series, talking to the folks in transition about the weakness question. I'm Randy Wooden. Thanks for watching.